The Esoteric Path Very Few Walk. Mysticism Part 3. We, the people living in the modern world full of material comforts and endless busyness, sometimes still cannot stop searching. We seek answers to eternal questions about life, about existence, about the secrets that have never been revealed. But is there only one path that leads us to those truths? Why are there some people who seem to be able to touch the deep truths of the universe without following any specific belief system or doctrine? Could we also experience this understanding, this profound connection with ourselves and the world around us? Have you ever had a mystical feeling, in a moment, that the presence of something invisible could open up to you wisdom and revelations you had never considered before? That is the path of those who pursue mysticism, a path full of mystery and allure. So, what is mysticism? Does it really exist? Or is it just a far-off theory? And why is this path so captivating that some dare to walk it, despite all the difficulties and challenges? What do those who walk this path gain? Is it only the sages, the awakened ones, who can find the truth in these supernatural experiences? Today, we will explore a deeper part of mysticism, a path that not everyone can walk. This is not a rigid belief system, but a direct method of understanding and experiencing profound truths, truths that lie beyond what we can perceive with our ordinary senses. Surely, those who enter the world of mysticism will not only discover the deepest aspects of themselves, but also open a new door to perceive the universe in a way that few can imagine. Join me in the peaceful space of the Inner Stillness channel to listen and learn about these profound philosophies. For when we become still and open our hearts, the ancient wisdom will find its way to us. Mysticism, not belief, but direct experience. Mysticism, unlike traditional religious systems or philosophies, is not a collection of beliefs or dogmas that we must follow. It does not require you to accept a specific theoretical framework or believe in a particular deity. Mysticism is a path to direct understanding and intuitive insight into profound truths, transcending the usual limits of perception. Those who follow the mystical path seek to experience truth rather than merely study theory. Andrew Harvey, a renowned mystic and author, describes this path as the path of intuition and discovery. For him, mysticism is not something that can be understood through intellectual reasoning, but a profound experience, a journey through which one comes to enlightenment through deep inner experiences, surpassing ordinary logic. On this path, mystics do not simply read books or study theories, they actually experience divine revelations. They do not just hear about the presence of the divine, but they feel that presence deeply in every moment of their lives. This is a process of direct connection with the universe, an understanding that cannot simply be explained through words or concepts. A classic story, The Path of Rumi. One of the most iconic figures in the history of mysticism is Jalaluddin Rumi, a great Persian poet and mystic. Rumi was not just a poet. He was someone who pursued a direct path of connection with God and the universe. He once said, "Leave behind everything you know, and let everything come to you from within." For Rumi, enlightenment did not come from learning knowledge from the outside, but from understanding and direct experience within oneself. Rumi did not accept any religious system literally. Instead, he developed an understanding of the existence of God through his profound personal experiences in daily life, through meditation and moments of stillness, when he felt the presence of an invisible world. This was an awareness that not everyone could attain, for it required mindfulness and the willingness to let go of everything to receive the new from within. Intuition and discovery, the path of awakening. Mysticism teaches us that to achieve enlightenment, we must transcend ordinary forms of perception. One of the fundamental concepts in mysticism is intuition. In the context of mysticism, intuition is not a superficial understanding or a fleeting feeling. It is the ability to access the deeper layers of the universe, which can only be explored through direct experience and profound inner perception. When following this path, one of the most powerful experiences we can feel is a deep connection with ourselves and with the universe. In those moments, questions like, "Who am I?" or "What is the purpose of life?" no longer feel like theoretical questions. They become living experiences that each person must find the answers to on their own. A great example of this experience is the superconscious states that many people find through deep meditation. In these states, the connection between mysticism and religious traditions. One of the unique aspects of mysticism is that it is not confined to any specific religion or tradition. On the contrary, mysticism is present in every major culture and religion around the world, from Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism to Buddhism, and even in indigenous traditions. In each of these religions and cultures, there are individuals known as mystics, people who seek a deep harmony with eternal truth. And these individuals often have experiences that are difficult for ordinary people to understand or explain through reason. This shows that mysticism is not a product of any particular religion or belief system, but rather a part of the common human search for meaning. Although each religion may have different expressions and forms, the ultimate goal of all these paths is to directly experience the presence of a profound and invisible reality, which only those who truly experience it can understand. Examples of mysticism in religions. In Buddhism, for example, there are stories of the great bodhisattvas, those who have attained the highest state of enlightenment through meditation and intuition. Great bodhisattvas such as Buddha Siddhartha Gautama did not merely learn from books or teach theories. Instead, they underwent profound meditative experiences, where they directly felt the connection with all beings in the universe and gained an understanding of the nature of suffering, nirvana, and the impermanence of life. One of the important elements in Buddhism is the concept of self-enlightenment through intuition and personal experience. The truth in Buddhism is not something learned from the outside, but a waking up from within. Buddhism teaches that everyone has the potential to achieve enlightenment if they persist in meditation and seek understanding within themselves. This enlightenment cannot be communicated through words or books, but must be a living, direct experience. Similarly, in Christianity, many saints and mystics, such as Saint John of the Cross and Saint Teresa of Avila, experienced mystical states, encounters with God in profound, sacred moments that cannot be expressed through words. These experiences were not simply beliefs or theories, but direct perceptions of God's presence, an intense feeling of love and forgiveness, beyond the capabilities of human intellect and reason. In Islam, Sufi mystics developed their own esoteric path, known as tariqa, which focuses on seeking a direct connection with God through meditation. Music, such as the whirling dance of the Sufi dervishes, and special spiritual states. Sufis believe that ultimate truth can be reached through the union of the human soul and God, not through theory, but through mystical, direct, and deep experiences. Mysticism in indigenous traditions. Even in indigenous traditions, we see the presence of mystical elements. Native American cultures, for example, place great importance on a specific story of a mystic practitioner. One of the most prominent examples of mysticism is the story of Rumi, the famous poet and mystic from Islam. Rumi was not only an exceptional poet, but he was also a seeker of union with God through deep meditative experiences and supernatural intuition. What made Rumi particularly unique was his ability to combine meditation with art and emotion, creating a unique path to exploring the divine presence. One of the most famous stories about Rumi involves the dynamic form of meditation he practiced, known as Sufi whirling. This is not an ordinary dance. Rather, it is a form of active meditation that helps him attain harmony with the divine. While spinning, Rumi felt the divine presence enveloping everything around him. Each movement of his body was not merely a physical rotation, but a way to connect with the universe and experience the deep harmony between himself and God. For Rumi, this dance was a form of meditation, a complete surrender to receive wisdom and enlightenment. As he spun, he experienced endless joy, as though everything around him, space, time, and material things, dissolved, leaving only the pure presence of God. Interestingly, while most of us may understand meditation as a state of stillness, Rumi found enlightenment through movement. It was the combination of inner tranquility and outer motion that allowed him to experience a profound connection with the universe. without needing to leave this physical world. His journey teaches us that great truths are not always accessed through reason or traditional forms of stillness. Sometimes, it is through creativity and freedom that we are able to gain deeper insights. From Rumi's story, we can derive an important lesson: to achieve a deep connection with the universe. Sometimes we need to step beyond fixed forms and seek our own creative paths. Mysticism is not about following rigid rules, but is a journey of self-discovery, where each person can find their unique way to connect with eternal truths. Rumi teaches us that creativity is not only a means of self-expression, but also a powerful tool for expanding consciousness and attaining enlightenment. This lesson can also be applied in our daily lives. Whether you are someone who loves music, art, or even someone who seeks stillness through yoga or meditation, always remember that the path to enlightenment can be found anywhere and in any form. Sometimes, all it takes is a change in perspective, a gentle shift in the movement of the soul, and we open the door to a much larger spiritual world. Mysticism, the path of intuition and self-discovery. The path of mysticism is not an easy journey. It is not a straight road, but rather a challenging one, filled with moments of doubt, ambiguity, and sometimes the feeling of being lost. Those who dare to walk this path will have to face themselves, their hidden fears, and the limits of reason and ordinary understanding. However, it is precisely in these difficult and challenging moments that true wisdom can arise. Mysticism is a journey of intuition, a process of exploring the deep nature of the universe and of oneself through direct experience, rather than relying solely on theories or book knowledge. Practicing mysticism requires you to step beyond the boundaries of conventional logic and reason in order to embrace truths that words and concepts cannot express. To practice mysticism, you must truly open yourself to direct experiences. This is not a path of blind faith or untestable theories, but a path of profound personal experience. You cannot fully understand mysticism just by reading books, listening to lectures, or learning from others. You must go through moments of stillness, where all thoughts, emotions, and beliefs temporarily subside, allowing you to access truths that transcend the limits of sensory perception and reason. Mysticism encourages you to let go of discrimination and judgment, to accept everything as it is. This is not always easy. In modern society, where everything must be analyzed and explained, giving up control to embrace the truth in its purest form is a great challenge. However, it is precisely in this surrender that you will begin to feel a connection with the universe, with everything that exists around you, and even an understanding of the true nature of life. We often become entangled in thoughts and worries about the future, about things that haven't yet happened, or judgments about the past. But when you practice mysticism, you will learn to let go of everything so that your soul can become free and pure. When the soul is no longer controlled by discrimination or a sense of ego, you will be able to access truth without the layers of thought and belief clouding it. To illustrate this, we can look at masters like Lao Tzu in Taoism or Buddha in Buddhism. Both emphasize that enlightenment cannot come from thinking or learning theories, but must come from direct experience and an empty mind, free from attachment. While Lao Tzu taught that Wu Wei, non-action, is the path to harmony with the universe, Buddha emphasized that enlightenment can only come through meditation and intuition. When the soul lets go of all illusions and attains a state of absolute stillness. Mysticism teaches us that true wisdom comes not from intellectual learning or external teachings, but from the inner experience of the divine. It is through this experience that we come to know the universe and ourselves, transcending the limitations of our everyday consciousness. In this sense, mysticism is a form of direct knowing, an intuitive understanding that goes beyond the intellect. The journey of mysticism is about discovering this deeper truth, one that cannot be grasped by conventional means. It invites us to look beyond the surface of reality and to open ourselves to the mystical experience that transcends ordinary perception. It is a path of self-discovery, where the seeker must peel away the layers of conditioned thought and belief to uncover the pure, unfiltered experience of life. Ultimately, mysticism teaches us that the greatest truths lie within, and that the path to understanding is not through books or doctrines, but through direct, lived experience. Each person must find their own way, through their own unique practices and experiences, whether through meditation, contemplation, or other spiritual disciplines. The key is to open the heart and mind to the deeper, transcendent realities that are always present, waiting to be discovered. Mysticism, the path of intuition and self-discovery. As you can see, mysticism is not an easy path, but it is the path of those who dare to seek and discover the eternal truths. This path does not belong to any one religion or tradition. It is truly present everywhere in the world. It appears in sacred moments, in inner experiences that each of us can achieve if we are brave enough to open our hearts and step forward. This makes mysticism a profound and deeply personal journey, because it is not only an outward search, but also an inward journey into the depths of ourselves. From Rumi, the great mystical poet of the Islamic world, to Buddhist monks seeking liberation in stillness, from Christian mystics to Eastern meditation masters, they all show one thing. We need to go beyond what the ordinary eye can see, to feel the invisible yet incredibly powerful truths that exist all around us. It is a connection to something greater, eternal, and sacred, transcending all forms of belief and existing patterns. When we go beyond the limits of ordinary senses, we begin to experience the depths of truth, which can change the way we see and perceive the world. Therefore, mysticism is the journey of direct experience, the path that each person dares to walk in order to attain enlightenment, not just about the external world, but about themselves as well. This is not a path for everyone, because it requires courage, patience, and a willingness to face things beyond the control of reason. But if you dare to walk it, you will not only find liberation, but may also discover profound, wonderful truths about life and humanity that most of us fail to notice. You might ask, can I see things that others can't see? That is the most important question anyone on the mystical path must ask themselves. And the answer is yes, if you dare to stop, listen, and open your heart to the infinite possibilities of the universe. If you feel that curiosity stirring within you, if you want to dive deeper into the mysteries that mysticism unfolds, then subscribe to the Inner Stillness channel so we can continue exploring this mystical world together. The stories, theories, and experiences we will share in upcoming videos will help you see life from a new, deeper perspective, and more importantly, it will bring you closer to yourself, to the deep essence of who you are, something you may have never recognized before. Remember, the path is never easy, but the path of awakening always awaits those who are ready to walk it. Are you ready?